Hello student! Welcome to this lesson on writing a speech. As the word tells you, a speech is that which is spoken and delivered to an audience. You must have heard a speech, haven't you? Let's briefly look at the main parts of a speech. An opening, where you greet your audience and introduce the topic. The body, where you give the main information. And an ending, where you share your thoughts on what you hope your speech will achieve and where you thank the audience. Before you start writing, you need to know what message you want to pass on, who you're writing your speech for. Now, do you want people to believe in what you're talking about? So, get your facts together by using the library or the internet to research. A well-researched speech adds credibility and makes your points far more convincing. Remember that you need to explain or illustrate your point with examples. Don't try to put too many ideas into your speech. Research shows that people remember very little from speeches, so just give them 2 or 3 main ideas to hang on to. Address each of your main points in a logical order. State each point clearly and explain by offering additional information, evidence, facts, and statistics. Devote about 1 paragraph to each of your points. For example, in a speech about problems faced by teenagers, you might start with a point on how tiring homework is, then explain that it is unnecessary, and then talk about the alternatives to having homework. A speech is not an essay. People will hear the speech. The more conversational you can make it sound, the better. Read aloud as you write, as if you are talking directly to your audience. Use contractions, as we usually do while speaking. Say am instead of I am. We're instead of we are. Concrete details keep people interested. For instance, which is more effective? A vague sentence like, recreational activities for teenagers are in short supply? Or, we need more recreational activities. As you can see, we need more recreational activities is more concrete and more impactful. Don't use big words that you wouldn't use when talking to someone. These may confuse your audience. Use simple but appropriate vocabulary. Using rhetorical questions is an important device used in speeches. These questions are not asked to receive an answer from the audience, but posed just to make a point. Rhetorical questions are very effective in catching the audience's attention. Example: will this kind of thinking ever change? Or, don't we deserve time for leisure? Transitions improve the flow of your speech and help the audience in seeing how your points are connected. Some common transition words and phrases include next, before, after, Firstly. Secondly. Let's move to the second point. Use short and simple sentences. Too long and complex sentences can be confusing. However, it is also important to vary your sentence structure. You can include a longer sentence once or twice to add variety, but just avoid using too many long sentences in your speech. The tone you will use in your speech depends upon your audience and the topic. The tone is the overall mood of your speech. It can range from serious to upbeat or humorous to urgent. Ask yourself if the tone is right for the occasion, subject matter, and your audience. Conclude your speech with a call to action. Encourage your audience to participate in a solution to the problem you have described and tell them how they can do so. For example, if you described the problems faced by teenagers, conclude your speech by telling your audience about the solutions to these issues. You may also motivate your audience by telling them about how you have personally tackled some problems. Once you have finished writing your speech, read through it several times to practice it and identify areas that you can strengthen. This will help you to determine if it sounds natural and if there are any awkward sections that you can smooth out. So, remember, writing a speech is not the same as writing an essay. When writing a speech, use the following tips. Sound conversational. That is, you should write the way you speak. Use short sentences and familiar vocabulary. Use contractions like am or will. And read your speech aloud while you are writing. Now have a look at the following question. Ratna is giving a speech on the statement, "Teenagers have an easy life. They do not need to work for a living and are enjoying life most of the time." The following could be the beginning of the speech. Now, imagine you are Ratna. Continue the speech. Goodbye.